Yes.
Storytime Chess says that I can teach my 5-year-old and my 8-year-old chess. Let's talk about how that worked.
Ooh, cool.
What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Hi there, YouTube.
We are back again today for another game review, no special tag team reviews. I'm here today with my 8-year-old son, Sean. And today we're very excited to be talking about Storytime Chess, which is a Brainchild Award winner for ages 3 to 103. And you can learn to play chess one silly story at a time. It says on the side, ages 3 to 103, 8 silly plus stories and 30 mini games. Take those with a bit of a grain of salt. Now, before we get into this, Sean, you kind of knew a little teeny bit about chess, but you did not know how to play chess pretty much at all before this, right? Mm-hmm. We sat down on Easter. Mm-hmm. We played for about 30 minutes to an hour, somewhere in that range. And since then, we've probably played 2 or 3 games of chess together, right?
Yep.
And you understand the basic idea of how chess works. So the first thing we need to answer here is, does it work? Yeah. Yep. It works really well. Now, this is the pros, this is the cons, but let's talk about how it works a little bit, which is this big storybook. You want to tell them a little bit about the storybook?
It.
Camera's up there?
Yep. The book explains all the pieces, and it also has mini games that will help you learn to use the pieces.
Yeah, so it starts off and it tells you about how kings work. And so there's like this unique storybook about this king who's really, really obese, and he likes pizza, and he only moves one space at a time. And then another king who's really, really scared, and so that's why he only moves one at a time. And then you get to these mini games right here. And I will say, we didn't do all the mini games because some of the mini games are really, really, like that one right there, like, yeah, move King Chomper to pick up all the pizza. It's like you just move forward every single time. And with my 8-year-old, I did not feel like that was necessary. But there's a whole bunch of stories, and they go through all of the different pieces in the game. Pawns, rooks, kings, queens, they all have their own unique story. But this is the pros and cons. This is a review. Let's get into our thoughts on it. First, on the con side, did you have any cons with this game? And I will go first, because I know cons are always hard for you. Is that okay? So you can think about it. So the first con that I have with this game is it did not go over nearly as well with my 5-year-old. He got very frustrated when Sean tried to teach him. He got very frustrated when I tried to teach him, because there's lots of moving parts, lots of moving pieces, and in these mini games, you're going to lose sometimes. I mean, you lost a lot of the mini games to me just because you're learning how to play chess, whereas I am, someone who's played chess for decades. I played chess club when I was a kid, and I think it was in middle school. So I got a lot more practice, and so I could see pretty much what I'm trying to say here is, you might need to throw a couple games. Let kids win from time to time, especially if they're on the younger side, which I normally don't ever do with my kids. I don't ever let you win on purpose, do I? No, you earn every single dub you get. But you do need to know that going into it. Another comment I have with this is there's some minor things here and there that I noticed they didn't teach, like, in particular, like the check and the checkmate. I didn't really see much about that. Did you see much about check or checkmate in there? And, like, I'm pretty sure, at least I'm 99% sure, in regular chess, if you get your pawn all the way to the other side, then that means they get to transform into whatever they want that's been taken. Another comment I have with this. The components. The components are nice, and I like the components, but the cardboard that you use is really chintzy, and when you're popping it out, you're going to have a couple things that rip into each other. Mm-hmm. Minor nitpicks, though, because honestly, I enjoyed the components. They got this really cool system where all the characters they attach to the regular piece, and they're easy to put on there, right? You can do that yourself, and so can Luke. Any other cons that you have with it? What con would you have with it?
It's something about the knights. It only said they could go forward, right, or left. They didn't explain you can go right or left, forward.
Well, as Uncle AJ put it, it doesn't matter, because it just doesn't matter. There is a way that you can do everything. So I'll show it to you later, but don't worry about that. Okay. Do you have an actual con that is something that you disliked about the game?
No.
Okay, moving on to the pros. Storytime Chess. I'll start off with you. What'd you think about it? Camera's up there, man.
I liked it a lot. And
camera.
Okay. And a couple of reasons why I liked it. A lot of the mini games are fun, and also like the silly stories about the characters.
The stories were very good, and they were funny little stories. Like, if you asked me about all the stories, I think I'd have a basic idea of the stories. Like, they learned dance moves, and he's got all the pillows, and this guy's the trapeze artist who is, and they all have their own unique stories. And like this castle is made out of a magic mountain. You remember the magic mountain?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so they're going to remember the pieces, and then. I think this is great. I'm gonna give this a very solid rating. I'm in the 8 to 8.5 range. I think this is a great way for kids to learn chess. Is it perfect? No.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna learn strategy or anything like that? No. But that's for the expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean, I know, is chomping at the bits. Are you want to show him?
It's specific says
But there's an expansion that starts to teach you strategies, which is cool.
Learn how to play with the cranky princess. Learn strategies with an octopus. Learn chess openings with a dragon.
Yeah, so this is like a very nice first step into chess, though. And quite frankly, if you just want your kids to learn chess and you think they're old enough to handle it, I don't know if I can think of a better way to do it than Storytime Chess. It is really, really great Storytime Chess. Would you agree with that?
Uh-huh.
So, if you enjoy what we're doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. We're trying to reach 9,000 subscribers to celebrate the 9-year anniversary of making YouTube content. Also, in the comments below, let me know. Chess, yay or nay? What do you think about chess? Do you like it?
Yay!
Would you rather play it than like a lot of the other games up here?
What games?
That's a no then. Like, if you're like, well, what kind of games? That means there are games here that you would rather play than chess.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not saying in a negative way. Here's the thing you gotta realize. For Glory was released, like, 1 year ago. This was released, like, 1,500 years ago. Like, the basic game of chess itself is kind of a linear game. But that's why we need to try out Nightmare Chess for Steve Jackson games. You're gonna love that. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But let me know in the comments below, chess, yay or nay for you. For me, it is a yay. But it's also one of those things where I know if I play someone who's really, really good, they're just going to absolutely kick my teeth in. And I hate that. Like, you ever played something and there's, like, such a wide skill gap that it's, like, not fun? Like, I always like playing with someone who's better than me at everything. And it's like, so when I finally do beat him, it's like, yeah, I got him. Kind of like you when you beat me at certain things, right? But when someone is so obnoxiously good, it just kind of, it stinks. Anything else to say? Thanks for your time, YouTube.